Today we got on the episode of Behind the Lens, man. We're gonna take it a little bit behind the scenes of some people, some very important people. And today I got my boy DJ Red. And I got my boy DJ Red, one of the, you know what I'm saying, one of the top DJs in the state of Alabama, man. DJ Red, tell everybody where you're from, who you're with, you know what I'm saying, all that kind of good jazz. You know how to do it.
What's going on? It's your boy DJ Red, all the way from Pensacola, Florida. Currently living in Alabama, where I met Mr. Seymour Productions himself. You feel me? We have been grinding and building, and we've been working on this, building ourselves for some years now. It's crazy. Bro, it's nuts.
Crazy.
Right.
All right, man. So basically, man, we're gonna today about you, Mr. Red. We're gonna talk a little bit about your DJing and where you got when you start DJing and why you wanted to start getting into DJing and all the kind of good jazz and kind of where you how you get to where you are today. So you just tell everybody a little bit about yourself and a little bit about how you got into DJing.
All right. So DJing was never on my forte. I never thought that I was going to be a DJ. I thought, I was that dude in sports in my head, at least. Just a side note, I got a state championship in weightlifting. You didn't know that, did you? I did. Listen, I did. And that's on everything I love. Part of the reason was because there was nobody else in my weight class in high school. So I did. But
it didn't matter. It didn't matter what you did. Like you could have lifted the bar, and I was like, all right, state champ, I guess.
What you think I did? 45 bench, back on the bus. Thanks, coach. That's what I did. But DJing was never like I never thought that like DJing was like that was never it for me. I went through my rap phase, which I think all of us do. That's not funny, bro. That's not funny. Listen. What's crazy is I still got every mixtape I've ever put together.
That's wild.
On my computer, like right on this computer that we are talking on, I got every mixtape that I've ever put together. And some when I need motivation, I just go back and listen to it and go, Jared, you better work harder because the rapping ain't gonna be it for you. Which is honestly what I need to tell a lot of these artists when they be sending their music and stuff. I'd be like, listen, bro, I don't know what else you good at. But you need to go cut hair, go back to trapping. Like it's crazy that I gotta tell somebody go back to trapping. All right, see, I went too left too fast. All right, okay. So I got into DJing on accident. All right, so you remember first of all, I got a little age on me. I'm a real '90s baby. A real '90s baby. So you remember when the iPod Touch first came out? So I got an iPod Touch, and so only thing I got it for Christmas, and so I was like, oh, this is cool. But instead of like a regular then the next year you'd be like, yeah, I want some J's, I want a PlayStation. Only thing I ever wanted was iTunes gift cards. But if I like one song on the album, I'd buy the whole album. Right? I go, if I like one song, I'm probably gonna like all the songs. Which hindsight, now we know we like the 3 good songs in the top 5, and the rest of the songs were average, mediocre, mid. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I still bought the whole album anyway. One of my friends, they Sweet 16. They was like, "Hey, Jared, I'm having a Sweet 16 at my house." It was like in a garage basement type thing, right? And they were like, will you DJ? I was like, yeah, I got you. So now I'm 16 with 14,000 songs. You get what I'm saying? Because every time I like one thing on the album, I like I buy the whole album.
Okay.
I did that with like the Carter 3 and like Now That's What I Call Music. You remember them CDs? Now That's What I Call Music, volume 11,
Yeah, yeah.
I buy the whole thing. And so then I'm at this party and we in this basement garage thing, and it's like 40 little 16-year-olds. So I said it had to be one of the like mustiest situations in the world. Like it had to be terrible. Like I think about it and go, ugh. Hooked up to her surround sound with my laptop and iTunes, just clicking through. And I was like, oh, yeah, this easy. And I was partying, go party, come back, click another song, go back and party, click another song. You know, had to make sure I had all the cool songs, which at that point was like the shoulder lean.
Yeah.
And the walk it out and chicken noodle soup and two step. That's when Flow Rider just came out.
Yeah.
But rocked it. At the end of the night, her mom was like, "You did so good. Here's $200." And man, when I was like, "Wait, like $200 for what?"
Yeah.
She was like, "For DJing," and I was like, "People get paid to do this? Like, what you mean $200? Like, thanks." She was like, "I'm having a birthday party in a couple weeks. In a couple weeks, can you put me some CDs together?" And I was like, "Yeah." So went raided my mama's CD collection. And so now I went from 13,000 songs to, my mama's in her 60s. So I had all the 70s, 80s, 90s, I picked up at the 2000s, but everything before that I went and stole from her and just burned on a bunch of CDs.
Yeah.
Came, played the CDs at her mama's party. She gave me $200 more. And I go, this lady either rich or she just ain't got no sense, because she done gave me $400 and at 16 I was balling. But I go, okay. I said, so, and not overly religious, but I go, all right, maybe God telling me that I need to do something right here. So from that, I went to Guitar Center and bought my first little baby turntable. Now I'm going around going, hey, look, I'm a DJ. Hey, I'm a DJ. Book me. But you gotta have your own speakers, because the only thing I got is my little baby turntables. And so from there it was like, oh, he's a DJ. So then I started doing, all the little Sweet 16s. But it's crazy because I had to grow up really fast. Because Dylan, I'm African American. You're African American.
Uh-huh.
I'm black. You're African American.
What the hell does that mean? What does that even mean?
That it means that I was not prepared for the niggas. That's what that means. That is exactly what that means.
Okay.
And so I had to grow up fast and realize that, everybody don't listen to the clean versions of music. Like, and so, but from there it was like, okay, so now I was DJing for all my friends. Now I got friends at other high schools that was like, oh yeah, my homeboy's a DJ here, and we all go in and we all go in. All right, now I'm DJing my school's Sweet 16s and other schools' Sweet 16s. Then me and my homeboys, we got older brothers and cousins and stuff. Then we started, once I got to the point where I got constant cash flow coming in, I was like, okay, if I'm gonna take this serious, I need to buy some speakers.
Mm-hmm.
I went back to Guitar Center, same dude, sold me the cheapest speakers in the building. They lasted about 6 months. Tore them up real bad.
You use them all the time.
Right. And they were, cheap. You get what you pay for. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you walk around here with a Sony A7 III. You feel me? That is like the BMW of cameras.
Right.
Right. Some people walking around here with an iPhone 6 and thinking they can do the same thing. They don't,
Don't work that way. Don't work that way.
Right. Exactly. First of all, the fact that I know that, props to me. High five. That was from you. Yeah. But so, we got speakers and we got like older brothers, cousins talking about, hey, go rent this place for us. Because at Pensacola at that time it wasn't no place for teens, but the mall was still cool. But after the mall closed at 8, 9, what do you do? So then me and my homeboys, we started throwing parties. 2 for $5 for ladies, guys, $5 all night. Right? Went crazy. We threw an after party for everything. Football games, basketball games. If we were out of school, like MLK Day, you out on that Monday, we mess around and throw a party on Sunday.
On the Lord Day.
On the Lord, listen, and it was crazy. It was crazy. And so then we be out, first of all, and it's funny because all of us 16, so the parties were ending at 12, 1.
Yeah.
Because the majority of people had curfews. What was really weird is we had grown folks coming. Like, once you got grown folks coming to your party, we were like, hey, we them.
Yeah, for sure.
My new name was Himothy. Before Himothy was a Himothy.
Before it was
like him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm 16, me and my homeboy 16, and we got folks that's 22, 23 pulling up. First of all, that's weird. Why are you a 24-year-old man partying with 16-year-olds? That's strange.
Well, weird.
Weird. Yeah, like, bro, you've been in college for 3 years. You graduated when I came in high school. You get what I'm saying? I'm a junior now, so you should be. What it look like you going to a high school party and you not the chaperone, and you going in there in the middle of the dance floor with everybody else?
Can't do it.
Right.
You go on left, get back on topic.
Right. Yeah, I was. But and so we start throwing parties, and then I messed around and came to school. First of all, I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave Pensacola.
Yeah.
Because I already, I had established myself. I had a name. My name was at in the top 5. I say top 5 from like 20, and it's a short time from like 2011 to 2013. My name was in top 5 because I'm 16, and then at 18 I left. Disappeared. Then I got to school and nobody knew me. But actually, I take it back. Rewind. You like the sound effect? But then at 16 and 17, folks saw how our parties were going. Me and my homeboys, we had clubs reaching out to us. So now I'm 16 and 17 in clubs, like clubs.
Yeah.
Now it went from the grown folks partying with us to the young folks partying with the grown folks. And so I had a residency like I had first and third at one club, first and third Thursday at one club, second and fourth at another club every Friday, tearing them to pieces.
All playing the same music.
Listen, the same 70 songs in a different order. And I go, okay, I played them in this order last week. Reverse, go backwards. Right. And so it's crazy. Now I was like, dang, like, oh God, this is awesome. And then I think, now here's the bad part. I think it kind of messed me up for when I got to school. Right. Because, you get to school and everybody's first couple of years, they go wild. That's what they do. But me, I was like, man, I've been doing this. Y'all new to this. I'm true to this. Like, yeah. But it's crazy. I only got booked 2 or 3 times my whole freshman year.
Yeah.
One of them was for UAC, which, hell, I'm still doing UAC now. You get what I'm saying? I'm still doing UAC events now. So that was a good investment. It was free. The first one was free, but it turned into longevity. Now Troy University is cutting me checks. I got to get my money back from all the money that we gave to them. Right. And then the other one was for a DJ that ran off on me, but whatever. I'm no bad blood. I've been in the gym. I could drop them.
Oh, okay. So that's how you came into DJing in the college.
Right. I'll tell you my big blow up was fall 2014. Oh, it's 2024. That was 10 years ago. Was fall 2014.
What Kevin Hart say? Damn.
Exactly. Because I pledged as a freshman the whole 9, right? And so we threw the first tent party, the Sigmas threw the first tent party in Troy in 2014, which was my first real exposure to DJing for the black people at Troy.
Okay.
And so I had no choice. When I say, and I've never really been big. All right, you ready for my AI moment? I ain't never really been big on practice. We're not talking about a game. We talking about practice.
Just a little practice.
I was not big on practicing or preparing. I just go there and just go. You know, I show, and I'm back at that point now, but I just show up to gigs and I'm just gonna go where the wind takes me. You know, some nights we on the R&B tip, some nights we on the YTB fat tip. You get what I'm saying? Some nights it's Glorilla, Sexy Red, and Megan Thee Stallion, and whichever way I go is just the way I go. But for that particular gig, that was a make or break moment. I had no choice but to rock that party as hard as I possibly could. And I did for the 2 hours that the party lasted. You know, that was
let me get. It got shut down.
Boy. No shooting.
Shut down.
Look, we was still fighting at that point.
Oh, true.
Man, we was still fighting. So, you know, you just back up a little bit and you safe. Now, you know, somebody look at somebody wrong. Man, I'm talking about Usain Bolt. Out of there. But that was a make or break party for me. And when I say, man, I prepared all homecoming week for that one party. And then from that one, it was like, all right, another booking and another booking and another booking. And the next thing you know, you go, okay, cool. Now I'm doing good. I'm DJing more. Instead of DJing, you know, twice in a whole year, I'm DJing 3-4 times a month, which in my head, all right, that's good. I'm really not working 3-4 times a month. That's, you know, and I had to drop prices to compete, which that we'll get into. Let's talk money at the end because I got a message to deliver to some people. But I was like, all right, that's about $1,200 a month. You know, that's my rent. You know, that's, you know, some shoes every now and again.
I ain't no way you were paying $1,200 in rent back then.
Oh no, I'm just saying, you know, that $1,200 paid for rent.
Okay, gotcha.
And shoes. And you get what I'm saying? Like it just covered me.
Okay,
right?
I got you. I'm following
It just covered me. Rent back. Well, first of all, I stayed on campus for 3 years. I stayed on campus for 3 years. And they're like, man, why are you still on campus? I walked to everything. I kept my speakers in the closet of my dorm room. Not like my personal closet, like the downstairs, like storage utility closet. They let me keep my speakers on campus.
That's crazy. All right.
And so then when it's what?
Go ahead. Keep going.
And so then when they, you know, parties at the Rec, it was easy setup because I'm already there.
For sure.
And so after that, it was like, all right, boom. Then the tab came. Then the tab came.
The tavern.
But
folks that don't know, the tavern.
Right. So the tab, you know, I built the tab up because when he first opened the doors, I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. This is something I do now it's a weekly thing every Thursday. And every Thursday, it was wall to wall. And, you know, I had already established myself. I was doing Greek events. I was doing the cookouts. But the tab, that was like my baby. The bad part about it is that the owner. Okay. All right. You ready? You ready for some realness?
I'm going to post this, Red. I'm going to post it. I just want to let you know I'm going to post it now.
All right, great. So the owner's a cokehead. The owner's a cokehead that was shorting people out of their money and stealing.
Why you take the glasses off, man?
Because the tab is wall to wall. Like, you know, we agreed on the, and I'll tell you what the price is. He's like, hey, if I book you one time, how much is it? It's $300. If I book you twice, how much is it? It's $300. Well, if I book you every Thursday, well, I'll drop down to $250. And you go, all right, bet. Right. And at some point, we right back at money. It's crazy. At some point, I had to look up and go, all right, it's 200 people in here at $10 a piece, right? And it's only 11 o'clock and we already got 200 people in here. And, you know, in and out, like, so you telling me this man just made $2,000-$3,000 at the door?
Just off the dope.
And about to make another 4 or 5 grand at the bar? And you gonna give me 250?
For sure.
But you got to support your habit when you putting stuff in your nose. That ain't a cheap habit. Ask me if I feel bad. I don't. I don't. I don't. But the tab was my baby. I built it. We turned the tab into. You all right? You all right?
Oh yeah, good. Go, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Okay, you know, we turned the tab into it. The tab was it. After party, step show after party, go to the tab.
In the tab.
The tab. Yard show after party, go to the tab. Troy beat LSU, we go to the tab. Like, you give it up, like the tab, you know. And every day I was there, and I'm not saying it was just because of me, but just because the vibes were good, you know, like we packed.
So.
Packed. But, you know, mismanagement of funds.
That what it was, huh? Just
absolutely. Absolutely. You know, the last party that I did at
out there. I don't need nobody to come and look me up. I don't need nobody to come look me up. I'm good.
I'll tag him. He don't scare me.
Anyway, so you pretty known around Troy U. What is some stuff that just aggravates you when you are DJing? When people come up to you, I don't know if it's true or not. People come up to you asking you, can you play this? Can you play this? What aggravates you the most when you DJing constantly?
Now I will say it's like people say there's no such thing as a stupid question. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Because like you're gonna come, and most of the time the songs you request are songs that I'm gonna play anyway. Right. It's just not at this time. Like they be like, oh my God, Jared, play that new Sexy Red. I'd be like, it's 10:05, it's 3 people in here. Why would I'm not a, you know, it's some DJs that they'll play it at 10 and play it again at 12. That's not me. Like once it's played, it's gone. It's gone. You know. So of course I want to say my better songs for later when I have a bigger crowd here. So that, even though it's like, it really don't bother me. What bothers me is the culture of parties and clubbing in 2024.
Okay, talk to me about it.
That bothers me.
Okay.
Because we are in such an era where we're determined. I'm about to sneeze, I think. We'll see in a second. We're in such an era where we want to be seen. The club is not the club. I remember going out even as late as 2016, 2017, and girls twerking, you know, guys, and you know, black folks say they ain't never been in no mosh pit. Well, black folks ain't never been around black folks when Finito come on. Like, you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm like? That is a true mosh pit. Like, your glass is broke, you got scratches, you got bruises, you got stuff you can't explain. The only thing you know is, man, we had a time.
Yeah.
But as far as this social light goes, we want to be seen. Like, we're in the party to I probably touch my phone, even as not the DJ, probably 4 times the whole night. Like, that's it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna enjoy the ambiance, I'm gonna enjoy the atmosphere. And so what grinds, you know, and now we got a bunch of wall holders. It don't matter what I play, it don't matter how I play it. I can, and some days I'm really on, now sometimes I'm really not on my A game, but sometimes I'm really on my A game. And they'd be like, man, that was crazy. That party was nuts. And I'd be like,
yeah.
Because, you know, and I get, you know, and they sit around, they hold the wall up, they bob their head to music, you know. But I also got to keep in mind that like some of these are like COVID kids. The highlight of their like what should have been like the highlight of their college or the highlight of their high school into college, that transition, they didn't have. So they don't understand what it means when the whole club is Kodak bopping. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Or when the whole club is, guess what? I'm a gorilla in the cool. You get what I'm saying? They don't. That doesn't. It doesn't resonate with them. They think that, I'm cool, and and I'm so cool. I'm gonna stand over here, and I'm gonna let these girls walk up to me if they want to say something. And girls come with their little ugly friends, and they stand in one corner, and guys come with their little musty friends, and they stand in one corner. They just stand like, and they content doing that.
Yeah.
But me, I just like,
when I got to college, music videos messed me up growing up. When I got to college, I thought we was gonna be doing Chris Breezy, dance circles, pop locking, hitting the stomp the yard. I ain't got none of that. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I'm with you when you're right, because every time you DJ a party, I'd be like, Red, I'm ready to break it down. I'm ready for the dance circle. But niggas be on the wall.
Right. That's it. And so, like, man, like, and then folks be like, man, I can't really vibe till folks get here. And I'd be like, man, that's crazy. I can bring 4 friends in an empty nightclub with 4 other people, and we have a time. We will have a time.
For sure.
You get what I'm like we here to, and not saying that, okay, you can't post your picture, but the gas station picture that everybody take before they go to the club. I have 0 gas. I've never taken a gas station picture. I'm kind of salty about that, but whatever. Because
you gotta take gas. I get you on that.
I've never taken a gas station picture, because by the time it's time to take gas station pictures,
you gotta sit up.
Everybody else is. I'm there. I'm at the place already.
For sure.
Playing with my thumbs, waiting. And it's crazy sometimes, and it's even to this day. Like, before the party starts, I'll be sitting and watching the whole, like, whatever Netflix series I'm watching, and I'll be watching the whole Netflix series till folks get there. With just shuffle happening in the background.
All right. So I know I'm probably about getting close out of time because you're recording, but let's talk a little bit about the financials. I know people probably gonna try to, hey Ray, how much you rake on a good day right now? So let's talk a little bit. Don't give me too much of the business now. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me too.
Oh, listen. I would tell you that first of all, I made that transition out of nightclubs, and I'll still come back. I do nightclubs occasionally just because it keeps me on top of my game.
Right.
By the time I want to retire like Jordan in my prime, the first time. The first time in my prime. I never want to be the old DJ, like, oh my God, he's playing stuff from whatever. But I took a step back from clubs because I was charging $400 for clubs, right? But it makes it hard when you got other DJs that are coming in charging half the price. And skilled DJs. I know some dope DJs that'll come DJ your whole party for $150. It's 2024, it's inflation. For $150, I will make you a playlist. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And it's no bad blood, but as service people, as people, you being a videographer, me being a DJ, you get what I'm saying? You got to pay to play. And if you say you were charging $500, just theoretically, right? And somebody that is in the same wheelhouse as you, that has the same skill base you have, they should start off, if they really need the gig that bad, say $450.
Yeah.
Right? It's, say $450. Like, I wouldn't be mad if you said, all right, Jared said 4, I'm going to say $350. I'm going to say 3. But to come out the gate swinging at $150, you're not just cheating yourself, you cheating everybody in the market. I can't compete. I'm not even going to try.
Yeah, for sure.
Because especially, and now, weddings can go from 700, not grand, to 3 grand.
Right.
But it depends on what you want. It depends on what you want, how you want it to look, what your vision is, right? And just based off experience.
Right.
Because when I say pay to play, like it's 10 million DJs in the world. 10 million. And literally not 10 million, but a lot of DJs.
Right.
Right. And all of us essentially do the same thing, just a different way. Right. But some do things better than others. Some people adapt better. That the wedding scene is challenging to me. So when they be like, oh my gosh, Red, why are you so expensive? Because I know what to do when your preacher doesn't show up at the wedding.
Gotcha.
I know what to do when your wedding planner's timeline is so off that you only are gonna have 20 minutes to dance. You get what I'm saying? I know how to. I've done enough weddings. I've done enough Troy events. I've done enough, to go, okay, this is what needs to happen now. I know what happens when we're in the theater on campus and the big sound system isn't working. And they go, why does it sound like that? And so Jared, why do you charge this price? Because I know how to make your event run smoothly. Seymour, why do you charge this price? Because I know the angles I need to capture, right? So if it's about price, I'm not your person. And I'm okay with saying I'm not your person. If it's about the quality of your event and your expectations and meeting those, that's me. That's who I am for you.
For sure.
And so essentially,
Jams. All right. So I know really got like 5 minutes. Last thing, we're going to go ahead and get you up out of here. For anybody who done seen your work, freshmen, who everybody come to college, they want to start their own little business, side hustle, whatever, they're scared to do it. I know it's gonna be somebody who's watching, they're scared to do whatever they got to do. What would you like to say to them? What would you say to them to get their ass up and do what they need to do?
Okay, so the best way to get on your feet is to get off your ass. And it's some days, and you can attest to the same thing, that being your own boss is not easy. Nobody, and no, like, it is not easy. And you're gonna have some days, and you'll have some weeks where you be like, man, I made $4,000 this week. But then you'll have that month where you make 400. And in that month where you make 400, well, first, money management. Please manage your funds. Please be disciplined with your money. That's first and foremost. But on those months that you make 400, you just have to really dig deep and go, this is what I want to do. This is what I feel called to do, whether that be a videographer, a DJ, a barber, a clothing brand, whatever it is, and say that it's nobody out here is going to be tougher than me at what I do. They be like, if you get knocked down 7 times, get up 8. But sometimes when you knock down, you be like, man, I don't even know how I'm going to do it. But it's all about grind, and you really just got to push yourself. Nobody is going to love you or love what you create more than yourself. And so if you don't love what you're doing and what you're putting together, why should somebody else? So, and you got to be hungry. I refuse. And I got homeboys that are DJs, that are my friends. I refuse to let them outwork me. Them working hard is my biggest motivation. And we're not in competition because we cool. I believe in the unity in community, right? But I would, if he out here and he upgraded, now I got to go harder so I can upgrade too. That's my motivation. He gonna go rock this party. I'm gonna go rock this wedding.
For sure. I don't mean to cut you off because you're dropping gems. Hey, we might have to do a part 2 some night. We might have
part 2.
We might have, look, if it blow up, if Troy you blow this up, we're gonna have to drop a part 2. That's all I'm saying.
If Troy U, ASU, AUM, Auburn, hey, listen, if you watching this right now, this is Behind the Lens with Seymour Productions, Dylan James Seymour, this young African-American man. His middle name might not be James. I just feel like it's fitting. But share this with somebody. need to share this with somebody, because each one, reach one, teach one. That's that's the way that we grow as African American people, as people in general, as men, as women. Each one, reach one, teach one. Matter of fact, I'm giving out DJ lessons. Seymour, you're gonna be the first one.
All right, so we're gonna set it up. We're gonna set it up. But this is really about running out of time today, man. So DJ Red, tell everybody where they can find your socials, tell where they can book you if they need something, where they can see your stuff at. And tell them real quick.
Find me on Instagram at Dang DJ Red. Don't add me on Facebook. My mama's on there. Find my business stuff, everything business, at Elegant Sounds DJ Company, and that's on Facebook, on Instagram, etc. DJ, production, photo booths, the whole nine.